What's going on?
Hello, hello, hello. My name is Cody Cotta, and this is Let's Grow Together podcast and TV show and everything and above right now. And this is my partner.
I'm Charles Carter. Again, this is a Greater Good Foundation with the Let's Grow Together podcast. We're super excited to finally be in the studio recording this. This has been a long time coming. We've been putting this, Cody, I won't take credit. Cody has been putting this together for how long, Cody?
Some months now, definitely some months. When we've definitely been doing different things, trying to figure out how to really get this information out, how to structure it right, how to complete this project. And we realized one of the best outlets to have this done will be through CAN TV, and we're definitely grateful for this opportunity to be with CAN TV, to be able to utilize the resources and really put our message out to do what we want to do and say what we want to say.
So, as the creator of Let's Grow Together, I created the name actually, but he created the program.
I got the copyright.
What is this show supposed to be about, Cody? Like, tell us what we're trying to accomplish with the Let's Grow Together platform, because it will be more than just a podcast.
Definitely. So with this platform, Let's Grow Together, we're building a deep desire for us to learn truly more about ourselves. And when we talk about that, the law of our perpetual being is constant growth. If we run fast, we want to run faster. If we jump high, we want to jump higher. If we read fast, we just want to read a little bit faster. We want to understand and grasp more. So the law of our perpetual being, like we said, is constant growth. So that's the law of our nature. We always want to become more. We always want to do better. So what intentional ways can we find out to help us towards that growth? What intentional growth can we find to help us towards our success? So this podcast, our monthly meetups, this movement, this vision, is all towards teaching people more about themselves so they can have a deeper understanding and just really achieve the things that they're looking to achieve in their life. Someone told me this the other day. Life isn't easy, but it's simple. We're all at the bottom of the hill. We know it's simple. We know we have to go up. It's not going to be, the easiest battle, but we know we have to get up. So we just want to be able to guide people down the right way so we can all, be in this community together growing.
And that's why we're so excited about it, because this platform has given us an opportunity to pretty much share the thousands and thousands and thousands of hours and of study, of research, of mentorship with the people who have been supporting us since the day one of this journey. And I think anyone who achieves any level of success or who has accomplished any feat in life, people tend to ask, how did you do it? What helped you accomplish that goal, or how did you get over those hurdles, or what motivated you? And the more we accomplish, the more of those questions we received, and the more serious we became about being intentional about making sure that we took this information and took this opportunity to share what we've learned, what we will continue to learn with everyone who's following us and supporting us moving forward. And this stemmed back, this studying and this research stemmed back from myself, high school, for us together as a group, college. And that's kind of where a Greater Good Foundation and Let's Grow Together transpired. So Cody, you want to kind of wiggle them into how this thing came to be?
I would love this. And guys, understand, ladies and gentlemen, understand, we're going to get really comfortable up here. We want this to feel comfortable. Anybody who's around us, who hang around us, they know how we are. We're balls of love and light, man. So we definitely want to get a chance to be personal, very, very transparent. And really, we want you guys to grow with us on this journey. This will be our first not live show. This will be our first show. This will be our first podcast, our first recording. So definitely you'll get a chance to grow with us as we get better at doing this as well. So starting off, just a little bit about me.
Right.
Just a little bit about me. Born and raised Maywood, Illinois. I was blessed, extremely blessed to have a two-parent household, and they instilled so much in us. Was blessed to have traditions of success, high expectations from my household, from my brothers, from my mom, dad, and just things that's been passed down to us. And having the ability to go to Walter Lutheran, Grace Lutheran, Walter Lutheran, also Valparaiso University. They're all private Lutheran schools. And for me, I just got a chance to get the best of both worlds growing up in Maywood, being able to self-actualize and be aware of my environment, but still at the same time learning how to code switch, learning how to adapt, learning how to speak in different environments, and also be heard in different environments as well. So through that experience, going to Valpo, playing Division I football with this guy over here, met him doing summer camp. Summer camp. And it was crazy because around that time, man, I don't want to get too crazy in the story. You know, we're going to have to dive into this later. We'll get off into it about the dramatic events that allowed him to be my roommate at the time. But to give a little bit of fast forward, when we joined network marketing, we got involved in multi-level marketing. And let me know if I'm skipping ahead too fast, too.
But no, you're not skipping
okay,
ahead.
just making sure.
Okay.
As we got involved in multi-level marketing, we had the opportunity, like our mentor said, we were all chasing something. We all wanted something more. And we understood just Division I football wasn't going to get us there. And we understood a college education wasn't just going to get us there. We understand it was more than just a network. We needed a vehicle. So by having that vehicle, we had a business model. And with the business model was attached personal development. And what we understood was you cannot grow your money, you cannot grow your pockets until you grow yourself as a person. And through that experience and through that, we got a chance to build teams all around the states. We got a chance to build teams in 3 different countries, around 40 people, 12 different states, of young people, sometimes even older, establishing a culture of growth, a culture of accountability, a culture of vulnerability, a culture of people who just want to become more. You know, just for the simple fact, like, you might be from Maywood, you might be from this side of town, but at the underlying foundation of it all, the belief system of it all, we have a desire to become more. We have a desire to give back to our parents. We believe our parents should get a return on their investment.
You got that right.
So they had different things that were able to tie us together. And with that, we understood that struggle, as we say all the time, struggle is relative. It's just painted in different colors. So everybody has some type of oppression that they're going through. For us to realize what it is and move forward from that is important. So through that time, we got a chance, like we said again, to build 12 different states, 3 different countries, a team of 40 people.
It was more than 40, but...
It definitely was. We're just talking about the consistent. We're just talking about the consistent. But when the business left, we still had personal development. And for us, we looked at this information, this goal. We understood what it did for us. We understood what it did for our peers. We not only saw growth in ourselves, but like we say all the time, it's different being able to see your friends grow. It's different being able to see your friends stand in front of a room and who didn't used to read or write, start to read or write, who didn't speak in front of a room and do public speaking, they start to speak. So for us, we knew it just wasn't anything like a business or energy drink, just doing it. Just hitting at the company. But we understood it was something more than that. And what we did, we made a promise to ourselves. We said, well, when we make our millions, we're going to come back and give it to our community. That was the promise we made.
Give this information to our communities.
Definitely, yeah, not the company.
Not the millions.
Not the millions.
Not the millions.
And give this information to how we changed our paradigm, how we changed our programming. How do we start to self-assess and really lean towards intentional growth? How do we become a student? From that process, things transpired pretty early once we left college.
We, just to kind of revisit what Cody just mentioned, I think one of the phrases that sticks in my mind about that period of time was, we always used to say, in order to get something different, you have to do something different. And up until that point, you know, we knew the prototypical route of success, which was go to school, get good grades, go to college, get your degree. After you get your degree, you know, apply for some high-paying job, retire, get a pension, invest in stock, and live happily ever after. So this network marketing opportunity, it was an opportunity for us to think outside of the norm. It was the first time that somebody had thrown a wrinkle into our vision for our life. They told us that you didn't have to wait to build wealth. You didn't have to wait to begin to plan your future. You didn't have to wait to begin to take your life serious. You can start right now. And not only can you start right now, you can do it with who you want, where you want, and make as much money as you want. And although they were absolutely selling us a dream, we believed it at that point in time. And because we believed it, it allowed us enough, it gave us enough motivation to dive into the information that they put in front of us full speed ahead. We were studying some of the foremost thought leaders that this world has ever seen, and we were passing this information to every person on our team. The oldest being, 25, 26 years old, and the youngest being 15, 16 years old. And just like Cody mentioned, we were standing in front of a room, telling our stories. We were studying at night. We were calling each other, doing accountability checks. And if you've been to college, you know that that's not at the forefront of your mind. If you're 19, 20 years old, having the time of your life, for you to stop that, take a step back on the party and take a step back on the nightlife and really begin to invest in what your life will look like 3, 4, 5 years from now. It changed everything for us, and what that transpired into was a greater good foundation. So once we made that promise that we would take this information back to our communities, we continue to invest in this information. We continue to find mentors. We continue to find coaches, and we then created our own curriculum that we teach, and now we teach it to high-risk boys, high-risk high school boys that come from all over the Chicagoland area, and we teach them that your thoughts create your actions create your results, and your results create the life that you're living. So from there,
that was good. I wouldn't chime in. I'm gonna start chiming in. I'm gonna feel comfortable to do that. But yes, exactly.
But what?
But yeah, dude, I almost lost my train of thought. But that's what we do. That's what we do. We teach our young men, not just young men, but our youth, and more importantly, our community, that our thoughts do turn into our feelings, to our actions, to our habits, and eventually will turn into our results. And until we get a chance to really understand our thoughts, we can't never change our results. And more importantly, we have to understand where our thoughts are coming from. Whether we're diving deep into our paradigm, our subconscious mind, our programming, a lot of these things that we can't figure out until we start becoming more aware of it. But just to hop right back into the story before I venture off, when we graduated, I graduated 2016, Chuck graduated 2015, along with the other co-founders. We had the opportunity to do something different. We could all go get a job and start on that 40-year plan, or we could take a risk and become an entrepreneur. And at the time, it just made more sense to take that risk and become an entrepreneur, because that's what we were used to. That's what we were programmed for. We were programmed on day-to-day sales. We were programmed on speaking. Kind of have to, count on yourself. So 2016, Memorial Day weekend happened, and 69 people were shot in Chicago, areas resuming west and south side. And it kind of hit us hard. One, because the number was high, but more importantly, we look at it as an issue that's our generation. That's our people, those people that look like us. We thought about our team. We thought about how we had people from the west side, from the south side, and from a change of environment caused a change of thinking. And, of course, we're all products of our environment until we're able to get to the point and become products of our thoughts. And because of that, it rubbed on us a hard way. So really right after that weekend, beginning of June, I want to say end of May, technically, I think it's May 31st we have on our papers, but we started the foundation. We understood that it was something we could offer, it was something we could give. Now we're looking at it as we're 6 young minority college graduates that take a different approach to mentoring, that take a different approach to impacting outside of the foundation, whether it's coaching at his school, whether it's coaching at our local school, whether it's working with kids with autism, so many different things that we do outside of the foundation that really just displayed our life. So being able to come together and bring the pieces together, it was at a whole new level. I don't think it's anything that we could have imagined or we could have seen.
And just to, again, to give you more insight into our thought process and what we sacrificed to take this journey. Again, like Cody said, all of us are college graduates. Three of us have been into our careers at that point in time. One of our team members had just gotten his master's from Northwest.
Shout out to Big East to the house.
Shout out to East. Another one of our co-founders was working on his second entrepreneurial endeavor, and it was doing super well. And we dropped all of it. We literally dropped all of it. We let it go. We just understood that there was something special about this moment. There was something special about our age. There was something special about how we can articulate our thoughts, meeting the need. Exactly. Well, what we used to describe it as was we felt that there was a disconnect between millennials and the schools, the churches, parents, education in general. We felt that there was a gap that we could help bring closure to. And we stopped everything, literally everything, to begin to work toward being a solution during that point in time. So when Cody mentions that we spearheaded this thing full speed, it was special because we didn't know how to start a business. We didn't know how to necessarily write a business plan.
Google was our best friend.
We had no idea, especially not a nonprofit. We didn't even know that you could make money with a nonprofit organization. We didn't know anything. We just had a desire to be a part of the solution, a strong desire to be a part of the solution. And once we had made up in our minds that we were going to be a part of the solution, it was history after that. And from there, we just put our stomping boots on. We started to knock on doors. We started to get in front of the community. We started to get our feet in some schools, and just get in front of kids. And they received us. They accepted us. They felt our energy. They felt our passion, even though it wasn't clean cut. It wasn't clean cut whatsoever. But they felt our intent. And I'm emphasizing this to say, part of growing as an individual, as a student, in a relationship, as an entrepreneur, is stepping out into the abyss, stepping out into the unknown. When you see no signs of how you may be able to progress or how you may be able to achieve your goal, part of any of us growing is really following that feeling, as we say. It's following that feeling in your chest, in your stomach, when you know your heart is somewhere else, your mind is somewhere else, your energy is somewhere else, but you just don't quite know the first step to take. We were in that same exact space, with life happening at the same time. A lot of life happening.
Life doesn't slow down for anybody.
At the same time. So I just wanted to re-emphasize the fact that we started with very little awareness. We started with very little knowledge of what to do. All we started was with this pure, flaming desire to be a part of what we knew could be something special. And we're still working on it.
Yeah, and I love that you said that. Intentions. I saw the 5 minutes pop up on the screen. It caught me off guard. But yeah, we want to be. We're very intentional about what we're trying to do, and I think that's what gets us a lot of support. Because, like we say again, we're not perfect. This is a learning curve for us. We're still growing, going down this path, going down this journey. So for us to be able to put this together and have the vision that we have for it, Chuck, you already know I'm gonna make you speak heavy on the vision. So we have the youth mentorship program. We have the nonprofit. We're able to work with grade schools. Starting off now, we're more focused on high school, colleges, and high-risk youth. We're able to get engaged in different ways, and we understand that the key to really making this ship move, our team focus right now, just like any business, funding and exposure. So we're seeking exposure, we're seeking funding. That's our goals right now, to keep the ship floating, keep the ship moving forward. But this wouldn't just be anything if we didn't have a vision in mind. And the vision is something that at first, made us nervous. At first,
To say the least.
yeah, we talked about it in college. We talked about it summer 2016. But we had to ask ourselves, how real do we want to make this? Do we want to have this up and running in 2 years, 3 years? Do we want to have this up and running 10 years, up and running 20 years? Depending on our answer is going to depend on how much we're willing to sacrifice. So, Chuck, bro, please, in order to wrap it up, man, talk about our vision, what we're doing, and just the overall piece.
So, just like Cody mentioned, right now we're actively running a mentorship program, and we're running a community outreach program called GAP, that's bringing education, resources, and opportunity to all the communities of. Let me take a step back. It's bringing resources, education, and opportunity, and connecting all of the communities that we've impacted. Affluent communities to middle-class communities to low-income communities, bringing them together in one room and allowing organic relationships to take place.
To all grow together.
Eventually
globally.
Yes, but our most comprehensive program to date is what's called A Greater You. And A Greater You is the prerequisite to our ultimate vision of building the Chicagoland's first residential high school that will serve high-risk youth that come from what the world says is disadvantaged circumstances. We have a vision to provide the best resources, the best teachers, the best opportunities, the same opportunities that some of the most affluent residential high schools have to kids that come from quote unquote less than. And the prerequisite to that is what we call A Greater You. A Greater You is a residential home where we house 10 to 12 high school boys who come from disadvantaged situations, and we give them an opportunity to receive holistic wraparound support, nutritional, nutrient-dense meals, extended academic support, extensive exposure, taking them on college tours. We took 14 kids to Niagara Falls, Canada, all expense paid by the foundation, along with giving them a safe and loving living environment to self-actualize. As Cody said, we realized that we were asking our students, our babies, to self-actualize in an environment where their necessities weren't even being met. How can someone reach their potential if they don't have food in their stomach, if they don't have a safe roof over their head, and if they don't have the bare necessities to just sustaining everyday life?
Always in a state of survival.
Always in a state of survival. So one of the things that we did immediately to validate this concept, this vision that we know we can accomplish of a residential boarding school, was to create a pilot program where we can show the world that at-risk youth or high-risk youth can exist, can coexist in an environment, can learn together, can grow together, and can achieve at a high level together if the love is there, if the resources are there, and if the intent is there. And
an environment that's conducive towards their learning and their goals.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So keep an eye out for us. This is the first of many Let's Grow Together podcast. Hey, at the end of the day, we just trying to grow together with y'all. So again, I'm Chuck Carter.
I'm Cody Cotton.
And we out.
From the Greater Good Foundation. Peace.